Very much, sir. Thank you for your voice is okay, right, sir? Thank you very much. So, welcome you all for another interesting session on Safety Saturday. Thank you for joining okay on time, right? So, this is the image, sir. Thank you for your voice is okay, right, sir? Thank you very much. So, welcome you all for another interesting session on. Okay, fine. So we have just started a initial, yeah, as an experiment during COVID time, but it is coming more than expected. Almost we have completed a 78 session, and this is 79th session. Definitely creating an impact in the industries, and people are appreciating us. In fact, exclusively, and last week we have conducted one session on electrical emergency management, where we talked about a lot of electrical. Okay, arc flash and shock injuries and how to treat it immediately, and most importantly, which one is well appreciated is the impact on the body and mind, and how the brain will get affected, how the skin, that was clearly appreciated by many of us, yeah, many of the team. And we are also uploaded that particular video in our YouTube channel today. So if anyone has not attended the webinar last week, definitely you can rewatch it again. Right, so welcome again to give a short introduction. So this is Safety Saturday Initiative. This is episode 79. And we health and safety, we having a mission of building holistic wellness where it include health, safety and sustainability. We work on the two SDG goals of UN United Nations, that is three, good health and well-being, and eight, very importantly, decent work and economic growth. And we have three different verticals. The first vertical is health and wellness. In fact, fortunately, this year, National Safety Council theme is safety and well-being crucial for Viksit Bharat. So we have created a lot of health and wellness unique program this March even. And industrial safety is our another vertical. And now recently, last 6 months, we did around 10 different sustainability audit, and we have supported the companies to increase their score in ESG rating. That is our third vertical. So this is about services we offer through HSC Hub. As in the series of the Safety Saturday, this week we are planning to talk about avoiding the hidden hazards. It is on testing and measuring equipment. Last 3 weeks we are talking about electrical safety in a different aspect. So which one generally, so which one is ignored, or they don't pay more okay attention on one area is that testing and measuring equipment. There are a lot of latest technologies are developed. There are a lot of multi choice are more today for an electrical engineer. It's not like our olden days. And electrical engineer, electrician having multiple choices, advanced equipment, now non-contact. There are many things are there. But still, the education towards using the test and measuring equipment is very important. That's why we thought of sharing our ideas. So avoiding the hidden hazard, best practice for the test and measuring instrument safety. So in this webinar, we are going to touch upon three part. First part is what is meant by test and measuring equipment? What is the right approach we have to make? And what are all the causes for electrocution during a test and measurement? And thirdly, how to select a proper test and measuring equipment and how to use it in a safe way. So these are the three areas we are going to cover, and each 15 minutes. Right, in case of any doubt or clarification, definitely you can unmute mic and speak at the end of the session. Hope it will be very good for us, for all the people. If you want to conduct such a training customized to your industry, like what are all the measuring instrument you have, and we can also do that. Okay, that our team are doing it, and it is a exclusive session, or I can say it a specialized session, customized for focused on testing and measuring equipment. Right. So first, I like to start with the electrical safety mantra. What is the? There are many electrical safety mantras or safety mantras are there across the industries, but basically, electricity is invisible. We can't see electricity, and in fact, there is one common practice, or it is like a quote used in the industries is: "You can see, you can listen, you can hear, but you are not supposed to touch." So that's most importantly applicable for electrical safety. Test before touch is very important role of electrical safety. I can say electrical safety philosophy. We have before touch, we have to test. So we know that is a primary electrical safety mantra. But in this webinar, what we are going to focus on is safe testing process. Yes, before touching, we have to test the electronic or electrical instrument or equipment is very important. That is right too. But how the test has been done, whether the testing process is safe or not. So that is the very important thing. So the test process also should be safe. Safety at work is a primary responsibility of the user. This is very important. I hope you all will agree with me. Irrespective of the Indian companies, multinational companies provide a lot of ISO system and safety system, lockout tagout system. The primary responsibility is lies on the user only, and especially coming to the electrical safety. Test before touch for human safety. The test process also should be safe for all other safety, right? Or I can say at least for the that instrument safety, because many places that instrument will burn out and they will put a blame. Not all of us or some of them put a blame on the measuring instrument. No, no, that measuring instrument is a bad quality like that. But there are a lot of things we have to understand before putting blame on the instrument. So it definitely the first line says primary responsibility of the user. So he must ensure the appropriate test accessories and application are being used. This is actually simple. We have to use the right test equipment and accessories, but how to select it, how to use it, if it is not selected, what will happen? That's the thing is very important. So any standards like NFPA 70E, actually for the electrical test and measuring instrument, there is a separate standard we are going to talk about in our upcoming slide. So only qualified person should perform or may perform testing work on electrical circuit or equipment. It is very important. Because normally, whenever a new electrical engineer joined, let may be a small organization or very big corporate or very giant manufacturing industry, what the first job the electrical assistant will get is the testing and measuring. So the one senior electrical engineer will say, or maybe the protocol will be like that. You take the logbook and just go around the place, and these are the point 1, 2, 3, 4. You take a measurement. But whether the person has fully trained on using the equipment, that is very important, because I'm going to share 7 important reasons causing accident during test and measuring equipment. It 80% or more than 70% done by the unqualified person. See, what is meant by unqualified person mean he is not well trained in using the equipment. It was assumed that what is that there are two probe, one is plus, one is minus, or positive or negative. We are going to take the measurement. It is not like that way. So testing and measuring equipment having lot of hidden hazards, electrocution, explosion, or flash. In fact, in industry, most of the R flash cautious is not only by the high voltage. I can say 50% by the wrong measuring system and 50% may be the poor equipment installation. So the before sending a person for test and measuring, we have to educate the person, we have to train the person. Let's understand what all the traditional testing methods are available. You can see in the picture is using the induction voltage tester or induction tester to test the supply, power supply is there or not. Second person is using double test lamp. So which one is safe according to your understanding? Which one is safe? If possible, you can just use the chat box. And one frequent request is that all our webinars are going good, but the interaction percentage is little less when compared with the other subject. Because in health and wellness and all, there was a lot of interaction. So we are happy about it. So just to make a understanding, which one is right? Traditional method using tester or using double test lamp. So which one is safe according to you? I'm expecting some answer. You can use chat box or you can unmute mic and you can also speak. I have given the option. So, so that it will be a little engaging session, right? Yeah. Right one? Okay. Yeah. A tester is right. So, okay, yeah. So we have received one answer. Saktivel sir, thank you very much. So a tester is right. But if you see, generally people will understand our general idea. Now there are a lot of awareness has come, but a tester, that is induction tester, neon tester, is a unsafe way of testing a equipment. In fact, internationally, even in Chennai also, many of the companies banned this contact tester and especially the person what he is using in the system. So because there are multiple reasons are there, I will explain at the upcoming slide. So these two methods also having its own risk, but when compared with the when compared with the neon tester, double test lamp is little bit safe. But again, the person is using with bare hand. So traditional testing method carries a lot of risk and it can create a disaster, but luckily, or I can say something saving our electrical engineer community. It is very important because many places the multimeter itself will got worn out. The number settings may not be visible, and he with approximately with some rough understanding he will select. That can also create an injury. So the traditional testing method is carrying a lot of risk. Let's first understand what is the risk in the testing normal tester. So this is the traditional voltage tester which you are seeing here is a normal neon. What will be there inside? There will be a neon bulb and one resistor and one spring and connector. So this we are trying to use. But what is the risk factor here is many thing in safety we are talking about the approval, certification, recognition, like that. Okay. But unfortunately, every electrician will carry this tester. But if you ask or if you check any certification, Indian or international certification, there is no certification. I am also in the field for the last 25 years. I never come across any certification for this contact neon tester because there is no standard to manufacture this. Only the things will be written is 220 volt or 500 volt or something like that. But there is no certification for this. That is number one. Again, why it is unsafe is tester is not used only for a testing purpose. I hope you will agree. It may be used for like a screwdriver. It may be used as a lever, or it can help to clear some blockage in the electrical plug like that. So the tester is not only used for the testing purpose. When it is used for the multiple application like a screwdriver application, completely there will be a internal damage. So which can poses the risk. Again, it is touch and how to hold the tester, whether four finger or two finger, whatever it is, still the risk is exist. So the International Electrical Safety Forum says this neon tester, this what you are seeing in the traditional voltage tester is an unsafe equipment. It is a faulty equipment. It can show the wrong reading. Means if there is a 70 voltage also, that LED, that neon bulb will glow. So what conclusion you will come? Right. So again, it may fail at any time, and especially in industries like power circuit measurement, we are not supposed to use. Sir, then find where to use. There is some limitation. Sir, before going to that, I'm going to show one small video. Hope you might have saw in the safety forums or somewhere. Again, you just watch the video how an induction tester may fail.
Another test with a replacement finger, slightly more impulse current. In fact, quite a bit more.
So there is a short circuit inside the, it look like a finger. So what happened in industry, this kind of noise warning means there is a inductive voltage, there is a lot of other voltages are there. Okay, or maybe surge may rise. Okay, so the induction tester may fail at any time during measurement. So that's why there is latest development has come. Non-contact itself is a first safety parameter, and it also having audio, visual, and vibration alarm. If you want to know, read the actual measurement, there is a displays are there, or you just want to know only the presence of voltage, then there are multiple options are there. So that's why many industries are transforming from the traditional voltage tester to non-contact certified voltage tester. There is a standard, there is a certification for this. What you are seeing in the picture is a low voltage present tester. You need not to touch the bus bar or the live. You can just with the proximity distance of 1 inch or 2 inch, you can measure. You can check the presence of voltage. And similarly, for high voltage also there is a non-contact voltage testers which can go up to 230 kilowatt, 230 kV. In fact, I did the demonstration when I was working in my previous company for the windmill sector. where they will use this tester in a regular manner, because there will be for a grid and all that bus bar. So it will carry an induction up to 4 feet or 5 feet. So reaching in the induction area will be unsafe for a person. So they use this yellow color hot stick, and they will use the non-contact voltage tester only to check the presence. The voltage is there or not. So why I am sharing this kind of thing, sir? When the culture of testing and measuring, it has to change from the fundamental. It's not just getting the advanced or the very uh, super equipment or having all feature is not that important. How the person is testing and measuring, the approach is very, very important. Yes, there are a lot of professional testing methods are there. We have a lot of latest equipment, but still the mistakes are happening. The first very important reason is incorrect usage. You can buy the world best quality equipment instrument, but when it is not used in a proper way, then definitely there is a risk for the user. See, there are simple common error what will happen using a multimeter in wrong mode. They may not change their settings, the measurement voltage, they may measure the voltage when the settings is in current mode, so which is like a short circuit, right? Again, they will measure last measurement they might have taken in resist continuity check, so it is in the series, they okay, immediately they can measure in the current, again it can create a short circuit, right? Selecting the incorrect voltage or current ranging also, when any instrument is unsafe when the range is exceeded. Okay, I hope you are understanding. You know that already. So, right. And again, low rated instrument for high voltage application, it can also blast. I'm going to show some other videos where the instrument itself will blast. So, in spite of having the right equipment, certified equipment, if it is not used correctly on the field by what we are going to measure, what selection we have to make, what accessories we have to use. So, incorrect use, no one can save in spite of all the safety precautions and other system. See, you can see common error, right? They don't change the selector, and finally the instrument will burn. See, if it is a right good quality instrument, it will go only with the fuse. But when it is a wrong equipment or not rated equipment or maybe poor quality damaged equipment, again it can cause a shock to the user, right? So the incorrect is the first one. Then second, most importantly, not inspecting before use. Physical inspection is very important for all the any equipment for that matter, but and especially for the test and measuring equipment. They may have the one instrument for a decade, more than a decade, 10 years, 12 years. My senior electrical engineer has given the instrument. No, no, this is the one perfect. In fact, you won't believe, still the people are using some analog instrument. I am not saying now, almost 4 5 years back, I went to an industry in southern part of Tamil Nadu. Still, they are using the analog instrument. But fortunately, it's working. But again, there are a lot of advanced technologies has come. So inspecting before use very important. So we have to check for a case damages, test lead damages, and we have to check the crack and okay, other things. Okay. And calibration also very important for accuracy purpose. And during registration, one person has asked, what is the frequency for calibration? Is there any standard for calibration? Yes, it is standard is there. But what we suggest you to follow the manufacturer recommendation, because any electronic test and measuring equipment calibration, they have mentioned 180 days, 6 months. But with my experience and discussed with many senior electrical engineers, it is not only that, it depends on the number of frequency of usage also. If I bought the equipment, I just kept ideal for 6 months, I have to calibrate, right? I bought an equipment, every day I do 20, 30 measurement, then the calibration schedule I have to, yearly I have to calibrate, that may be 3 months or 4 months. But generally the standard says every 180 days we have to calibrate the instrument. But many industries are following yearly ones also. But it is recommended to calibrate every 6 month one, but again purely based on your frequency of usages, right? So neglecting the verify the calibration and accuracy of the measurement device, and using instrument with a weak or leakage battery, right? Again, battery fuse are very important part of any testing and measuring equipment. So if any person is not infected, okay, inspection is not proper, it can lead to the risk. Again, improper handling of test leads and props. Okay, touching the metallic tips on the test leads. Sometimes not voluntary they do, but sometimes with mistake they may touch the metal exposure part and they may get electrocuted. And not ensuring firm stable connection, whether it is touched properly, whether the connection, the touch is properly or not. Because I told you electrical testing measuring equipment may induce arc. How the arc will get induced? Because of this improper connection. When the connection is not proper, when the touch is not proper, so it may ignite spark or arc, right? So the testing, because see, electrical live circuit we are going to measure. We need to be safe. What in between live circuit and us is only the probe, testing measuring equipment probe. When the probe is not selected properly, when it is not handled in a right way, then there is a risk of electric shock or arc, like this, right? Worn out probe, damaged probes, incompatible probe means there will be a rating and there will be another rating for probe. So this must be followed very seriously. Then fourth is normally it is very less, but it happening also measuring live circuit without proper protection. In fact, NFES 70 says the test and measuring instrument also a part of PPE. Means as like a gloves and electrical safety issue, the test and measuring equipment also a part of PPE. So during the test and measuring equipment, there is no option for gloves or shoes. We have to wear all the protective system. In fact, some places where we open the electrical panel door and we measure the measurement, then definitely arc flash suit or face shield is mandatory. And we will say in other way, whenever we reach the restricted boundary or the boundary, no, the arc flash boundary, it is very important to protect us during the measurement also. It is not only for any service or troubleshooting work. During the measurement also, we have to follow the protection system, right? Like a short ground mat, right? Working on live electrical panels without necessary precaution, even barricading also very important, and escape evacuation route also. When anybody is working, try to measure, okay, take the measurement in live circuit, he should not work alone. There should be some emergency management mechanism. Last week we have discussed a lot, right? Whenever there's a critical work, non-maintained, non-routine job, it is very important to keep an emergency rescue plan during the testing and measurement also, right? Okay. Yeah, this is the standard NFEA 70E Article 110.4 says that test and measuring equipment, also a part of PPE, shall be rated for the circuit and equipment. If we see below down, there is a standard IEC 61010, that is the international standard for low voltage test measurement and control equipment. In this webinar, we are focusing only on the handheld test and measuring equipment. So this standard now this standard is updated now 61010 part 3 and 4. Now they are upgraded and also they okay incorporated a lot of technologies in this standards so that any instrument available across globally will meet all the safety standards, right? The fifth mistakes is misidentification of circuits and voltage levels. So this is also maybe experienced person know this, but sometimes this also happen. So it is mistaking neutral or ground like red and black leading to the electrocution, right? Not properly verifying the absence of voltage before touching the component, right? Because sometimes some components may have the fault current maybe, right? So we have to verify properly. Then measuring circuit without confirming the voltage rating. In fact, this point will come repeatedly because when a test and measuring equipment fail and causes risk for the user is when the range is over or out of range. So the range selection is very, very important in using any test and measuring equipment and especially with a live circuit, right? That is the fifth reason is misidentification of circuits and voltage level. Sixth reason is ignoring arc flash and short circuit risk. What is mean by that? There are some area due to the external interference, like I am going to measure a circuit, suddenly one heavy load is getting switched off or switched on, I will get the impact, I will get the influence, right? It's like what you call induction voltage. Again, to say in a simple language, there is a rain, flashing is okay, flashing lightning is there. During lightning, if I make some measurement, okay, I may get electrocution because it can create that surge. Surge may arise and surge may create a high current in the circuit. If the instrument is not selected properly, then it can create an arc or shock. So ignoring arc flash and short circuit risk also very important. It means I'm going to measure in some place. Is there any possibility for arc or shock? We have to ensure, and especially arc flash. Okay. Then use proper tool without arc protection. See, there are some gloves are there. We know that insulated gloves. There are some arc rated gloves also. Even there is a arc flash happen also. There is a gloves. It's look like denim jeans cloth. It will also have its own arc rating. So in that situation like confined space and heavy like a furnace, we use the voltage furnace. So that areas and all we have to use arc protection systems to avoid the risk of arc flash. See, once it happen, it will be like a blast. Okay. And in explosive atmosphere, zone 1 and 2 areas, without proper precautions, we are not supposed to measure. So, like environment also, we have to get consideration. So, where we are working, what is the risk in the environment, whether it is hazardous area or flash risk. So, without this understanding, one should not go for a measurement. Right. Now, let's watch this video, how an arc flash can happen in a test and measuring process.
Seconds. At these current levels, the tips of test leads superheat and the probe tips start to burn away, drawing an arc from the contact point to the probe tip. The technician sees a bright blue arc flash and at the same time is startled by the bang of the arc exploding inside the meter. The arcs follow the vaporized test probes. If these two arcs join through close proximity of the test probes, one large arc is formed, providing a low impedance path directly from one electrical phase to another. This will cause either a phase-to-phase or phase-to-earth fault. The result is an arc blast, which can lead to a plasma fireball fueled by the energy in the system. When this occurs, temperatures can reach about 6,000 degrees Celsius.
Yes, so it may be look like exaggeration, but it only happened. Whatever I explained in this video, it may happen, but you can't judge it. It can happen at any time, right? So this is what. So while handling the test and measuring equipment, also we have to understand there is a arc flash risk in it, right? Now what will happen? Yeah, so these are the things we saw that there is a two arc. When the connection is not there, not proper, it will create some arc. When two arc, which is plus and minus, red probe and black probe, when it is joined together, it creates a short circuit. As an electrical professional, we know that where there is a short circuit, it have the least level of impedance. Where the least level of impedance is, then current will flow. But here in this case, along with the current, it also carry the energy. The result is arc flash. You know that, right? So this point we have to educate our team. Seventh reason is measuring high current directly without using a clamp meter. So this is also another thing. They will be having multiple instruments, but for high current application, we are not supposed to use, even rating is there also, we are not supposed to use the touchy equipment. So better to go for a clamp meter, or that is the safe work practices, right? So don't attempt to measure a high current by using the normal multimeter. Okay, you may measure safe, but there is a risk always, right? So always use a current clamp meter for high ampere circuits. And here also other problem will come. When you use the clamp meter, you need not to hold the instrument. You need not to hold the clamp meter, right? You just clamp it and leave it. So then you understand what is the current in the circuit, right? So again, holding an instrument by the hand during measurement is also a dangerous situation, but not happen in all the areas, but in high risk area. Okay. 8 is improper handling of high voltage measurement. That is, again, we talked in a different language before that, but using the standard multimeter for high voltage application instead of high voltage rated instrument. What is the difference between high voltage application, high voltage rated instrument? During a fault current, the instrument might have designed in that way, it will withstand the high voltage. In case of high voltage rating equipment, which is not having a high voltage, high voltage range is different, rating is different. Range is 0 to 600 volt, that is range. Whether it is categorized for high voltage rated area is different, because rated area means to withstand the fault current. So any doubt you can ask at the end. Again, not keeping a safe distance while testing an high voltage line also another reason, and failing to discharge capacitor before measurement. So see, whenever this mistake also can happen sometime, when somebody checking some batteries, okay, they have to first discharge by using the electric discharge rod, then they have to measure. Otherwise, directly measuring without understanding whether it is discharged or not, then it can create a sudden arc, because when compared with AC, DC can create more arc. So it can happen in measurement also, right? Hope you are understanding my point. So what are all the things we discussed as of now, if summarized? So there are many processes in the electrical safety. One such process which is not given the regular attention is the testing measurement process, because any electrical circuit before touch we have to test, but testing process also must be safe. For that, we have talked about some electrical traditional voltage measurement system, where we talked about the normal tester and the impact of normal tester when it is used for other purpose, and even having the proper instrument also when it is not used in a correct way, when it is not selected the correct range, and when it is not handled proper way with the probes and other accessories. Then when it is not correctly selected for high ampere measurement, then the accidents are inevitable. So that one the point we saw as of now. Hope you got some idea. Now, what will happen? What is transient surge? These terms may be familiar for you. If some of you hearing for the first time, it is a sudden rise in voltage. That is called transient. It happen while lightning and other works. Okay. So it can happen in industry. This point is very important to understand. Whenever we switch on or switch off a inductive load, and equipment malfunction, when any equipment is malfunction, it can create the transient. Okay. And utility load switching, right? Utility, because we are like a cooling tower and other thing, when we use some utility load, it can create some transient. And adjustable speed drives. In many process industry, you will be having this, and lightning strikes. So these are the reasons where transient may trigger an OR flash. It will go up to 8,000 volt, 10,000 volt, and 15,000 volt, right? This all very invisible, but within microsecond may last under 100 microsecond, but it can be extremely dangerous. See what happened? Below 10 microsecond, it can happen, but by this time it will burn the meter, and also it may get electric cushion the person, right? This kind of impact can happen, right? So selecting and using are very, very important, and understanding the transient, whether, see, if I am taking measurement with the proper protection, like surge protection and other things, surges, everything is there, fine. But still, the disconnection, the isolation time may vary from instrument to instrument or equipment to equipment. So it is very important. First, we should be safe. Secondary protection only, all the protective device, right? So this kind of impact can happen when it is not understood in a proper way, and especially the transient, okay, surge, whatever it is. So incorrect knowledge, incomplete knowledge, unskilled or low degree of skill, and misunderstanding the instruction. It may happen in the initial stage, but once it created some irreversible damage, then no one can blame, right? So these are the point. Normally people will do these kind of mistakes, right? Now what to do? How to make it in a safe way? Basic safety guidelines on testing and measuring equipment. Only qualified person may perform the testing and work. What is meant by qualification here? Here, not about the academic qualification. Anybody come for the testing and measuring equipment, anyway, they are going to have some touch with the electrical or electronic system. They will be knowing their own basic idea. But what is the qualification here is, as per NFE and OSHA, even now our latest NEC also updated is that he should be able to identify the hazard. If I am a person, I am having an instrument, I am going to take a measurement. First, I should know what voltage I am going to take a measurement. What are all the other hazards may occur, like fault current. Okay, I'm measuring near to the power line or I'm measuring the electronic circuit. Like that, he should be able to identify the hazard before measuring. And he should also get prepared during emergency what I should do. And he should have some knowledge about emergency management, right? So the qualification means here is he should know well about the circuit, and he should know well about the testing measuring equipment, and he should know well about the safe work practices. Which one is first, which one is second, what is the protocol, right? So the general understanding, test equipment accessories along with the proper usages, okay, ensure safety at workplace. Now, how to select the proper equipment? So in the test and measuring equipment, I hope this slide is visible to you. There is a CAT rating, category rating. Means here, if you can see inside, there is a violet color mentioned in the incomer, that is a power line, like a pole outside, that is a violet color, that is one category, that is category 4. I will explain what is my category then. Then from the pole, the incomer is coming to the indoor panel, then it is distributed to multi-location, like dining hall or lobby or that hall, whatever, or kitchen. So many areas it is distributed. Depends on the area, like washing machine may take one load and refrigerator will take another load, TV will take another load, and printer and other thing, lights will take some other load. So from the incoming area, how fast, see how fast, this is the incoming area, then it's going to substation, or I mean say sub panel. From here, it is distributed to multiple areas based on our utility. So all areas will have their own fault current. So to understand simply in an industrial point of view scenario is, this is the utility supply where it is coming from the EB main, or we can say what is that area called transformer area or the main incomer area. This is the utility supply category 4, like our incoming panel. We say motor control circuit, something like that. From this substation, the power distribute to other load, like category 3 is fixed mount load, and some other variable load like a motor load, that is category 3. Okay. Then again there are some load from here will go to the other distribution panel like LDB lighting, and it can go to the category 2 load, means that is low voltage load. Okay. I mean 200 or single phase volt or 3-phase volt or 4-phase volt. So I hope you got some understanding. If you have any doubt, you can ask me at the end. Okay. So here what we have to understand, category means how far it's near to the incomer. If category 4, that is utility supply, is very near to the incoming electricity, so that during any malfunction or lightning or some other inductive load, I will get more fault current. So whatever the instrument I use to measure in category 4, you should have the compatibility to handle that kind of emergency. Right. Now I am little away from category 4, that is light load, fixed mount load. Here also I handle some 200 or 400 volt, but I am little away from the incomer, so that whatever the voltage I measure, I may not get this much fault current which happened in category 4, it will not come in category 3. Right. Again, if we go to category 2, again, if you see category 3 also 208 volt and category 2 also 208 volt, 3 and 2. Here the voltage remains same, but the fault current at category 3 will be high and fault current at category 2 will be less. So that is why CAT rating is the first one when you choose the equipment, when you choose the test and measuring instrument. The user is not, it should not be only limited with the electrical engineer or what commercial person or EHS person. The end user should know this. He may be your own employee or he may be a contract employee. He must know how to select the proper category. So that is the qualified person. That is the one criteria or important criteria for a qualified person for test and measuring equipment. And in industry, normally category 3 and 4 will come. That's called a power circuit measurement. During power circuit measurement, the estimated fault current may go up to 1 lakh ampere. Not in all the cases, but a few cases. So in industry, only category 3 and 4 measuring instrument are allowed. Otherwise, 2 and 2 category and all can create lot of risk. What is specialty in the category rating? So based on the now the modern instrument has developed a lot of technologies and safety features. And here one such feature is double wall construction, where even though there is a arc or spark okay inside, it will contain okay inside the circuit, inside the instrument itself, it will not come out. It will not come out from the body of the instrument. So there is a arc protection, it is there. And some area called intrinsically safe, we might have known this term. Intrinsically safe mean it can use in a flammable environment. In case of any heat or short circuit inside the instrument, so it will contain within this instrument itself, the energy, whatever the heat energy will not come out. So similar kind of protection systems are available in the rated instrument. You have to know this keyword called rated instrument, categorized instrument. So one thing. And other thing is for a certified equipment, arc from transient. Now we saw that, right? Surge, lightning and load switching. Okay, it will have a independent certification, will have a protection, right? Like category 3, if the person is using at 1000 volt, okay, or category 4, 600 volt, here the voltage may be different, but the protection will be same for the both the voltage. It means if I am using an instrument for category 3 for 1000 volt, I have to use the same instrument in location category 4, but the voltage should be limited to 600 volt. Then only this protection will help me. See, what is my protection here? The fuse will blow. That's it. Okay. Again, there is another protection also. In case if I wrongly selected the probe or wrongly choose the jack, voltage contact when in continuity or resistant, it is called overload protection. Again, this is also will be there in the rated instrument when we use in the proper category. So here also, what is the protection? It will go only with the fuse. It won't cause electric shock to the user. So that is why always choose a certified equipment and rated equipment. What are all the other safety features? Similarly, like what we saw last, measuring voltage when test leads are in current jack, it understood as a short circuit. In this case also, certified rated instrument will protect the person, protect the user, right? Okay, and some test lead are protected with the finger guard, where a person has to use the test probe by his finger. So it will not allow to touch the metal exposed part. So that kind of provision will be there in the certified equipment. Okay, right. But lastly, whatever the protection system certified instrument may have, but when it is used above the rated voltage or above the category, then there is no protection. So this point is very important. I repeat again here, any test and measuring equipment having all international certification and testing and everything, when it is used above the range or when it is used in wrong category, there is no protection for the user. It may end with arc flash or electric shock. Okay, right. So these are the certified instrument have the features. Now you see the video. If a wrong rating selected instrument, I mean like category 2 instrument, when it is used in category 3 or 4 area, what will happen? What will be the consequences? Let's understand from the video.
Protection. A meter should be able to withstand accidental overloads associated with the various functions of the meter. This meter is marked 600 volt Cat 2. Watch what happened when it was connected to a live circuit while set to the ohms range. And if you measure voltage using the amp's input jacks. The fuse would not protect the meter or user. Just imagine if this meter was in your hand and used on a real Cat 3 circuit.
Okay. So what happened? So if it is okay, choose or above the range, what will happen? So this kind of things will happen, right? Always rating and range above is very important to know. Okay, right. So how to check it? So it is very clearly. So there is an instrument, you can check the rating, which is the top down right side, category 3000 volt and category 4 will be mentioned. There is a plus and minus jacks and everything will be there. And any general certified or dependable instrument, okay, So you should have some general C marking certification and IP rating ingress protection for use in a rough atmosphere. And if you can see in center, there is a double box that is called a double square, is called double insulated. And you can see the category rating and proper what is the impedance and where to measure the insulation resistant and everything. Okay, will be mentioned. So in any electrical test and measuring equipment, all these numbers and all these marking should be visible. Okay, right. So now coming to the probes, how to select the probe? See, this is one important practice. If one follow, definitely it will avoid many of the accidents. And this is called selecting the proper probe for category 4 and 3. You can also have a lot of options now. You can just add a cap on the category 2 and you can make it as a category 4, because the idea is here to reduce the metal exposure. So whenever we measure the category 4, definitely there is a fault current risk. Yes. So during the fault current risk, then if the more metal exposure, then it can create some electrical arc or shock situation. So this is probe also category rated. Okay. So the equipment rating should be equal to the test lead rating. It should not interchange it. I have the instrument which is having category 4 with all certification, perfectly fine. But when it is used with the category 3 or 2 probe, again, the risk is inevitable. What is meant by risk? Nothing but shock and arc is the risk. Okay. See, again, imagine if the person is holding the instrument like we have our mobile in our hand. If it's measuring like that, if suddenly it explode or if it is suddenly flash over, and what will be the impact? Okay, right. So hope you are understanding now how to select and how to understand the proper equipment here, right? Okay, fine. So here is another part is how to take a measurement, or what are all the factors we have to consider during the measurement. Of course, if you are electric, but are we following, or our team members following is very important. So whenever we take a measurement, always we should position ground lead first, then we have to use the hot lead, that is plus lead second, to take a measurement. Similarly, when we take off the probe, first we have to remove the hard lead or plus or phase, then we have to remove the ground or negative or minus lead, right? So this is the practices we have to follow. Again, this kind of practices you might have over, even the clamp meter. So the black color one, you can insert in the clamp meter that clamp, and you can use the clamp meter as a safe distance and handle. And by using the other hand, right hand, red color one, you can just touch and you can just check. Touch for a few seconds and take it. Touch for 2 seconds and take it. But here also one observation is that that person is not wearing the gloves. He may consider it is low energy circuit, but whatever it is, personal protective equipment is not option for test and measuring equipment. It is mandatory. Okay. So this is the one safe practices. Again, most importantly, many safer practices suggest that don't hold the instrument on hand. Always try to keep it on table, or you just hang it on wall like this, or there are a lot of advancement has come like magnetic holders and all. So you can use in that way, right? Okay. So the idea is whenever you are keeping yours away from the this one electrical measuring instrument, when you are away from the instrument, the risk is less. When we are attached, when we are very close with the instrument, we are moving towards the risk. That's a simple understanding. I'm just saying non-technically, right? Okay, fine. So then finally, to calibration and all will be done by the proper manufacturer, and the laboratory or authorized laboratories is there. And daily basis, or whenever we take measurement, before taking the measurement and after taking the measurement, so we have to do some our internal calibration. It's not in a big way, very simple. Live test, live process. What is live test, live process? First, we have to test the test and measuring equipment with a reference voltage, where it is 100 volt DC. You select your instrument and proper selection of 100 volt range and check the reference voltage. If it shows 100 voltage means, yes, my instrument is perfect. If it is showing some more than 15% deviation means something wrong. That may be probe or maybe some battery or some other things. After ensuring its proper operation, then we have to measure where it has to be tested. That is a live measurement. That is actually the measurement. Okay, done. So we got some reading. Then again, before keeping it or handing over to the proper, stores or wherever, then again we have to check with the reference voltage. Again, we have to ensure, yes, now also my instrument is fit to measure. So the live test live also has to do. And some other companies will say dead live, dead test like that. Okay. But this is the very important to ensure my instrument is performing good or not. Okay. Right. That's it. So last one is, so again, OSHA safe work practices also says that OSHA 1910334 says test instrument and equipment. The visual inspection is always regular. Test instrument, equipment and all associated test leads, cables, power cords, probes and connector shall be visually inspected and for external defect and damage before the, equipment is used. So that visual inspection and also the proper selection of instrument and proper usage of instrument will ensure the safety of the person. Hope you got some insight about test and measuring equipment safety, safe work practices. Okay, to sum it up again, first the person must be qualified in understanding the proper selection, rating, category of the instrument, and he should not do the unsafe practice like incorrect use, and he should not fail to inspect, and he should know how to use in the different environment like a confined space and a flammable area, explosive area, and he should also demonstrate in a safer way by keeping the instrument away from his body and using the wise action, taking the wise action during the measurement, and he should not be in a hurry, and he should follow the whatever the boundaries, like whenever we open the panel and measure, whatever the R flush boundaries he must follow, right? So that's it. So thank you very much for this Saturday, Safety Saturday. I hope you got some new insight, or maybe you may be having this idea already. This webinar might have reinforced the point again. Again, I tell you, sir, many companies are giving common electrical safety awareness. Even people are talking about R flash and other thing also. But what happened, this testing and measuring equipment also, we have to give a special training. Considering they know is another fact of or another root cause of accident, right? So the equipped person, that equipment knowledge with a person is called equipped person, right? So we need to invest some little time on educating about the usage of test and measuring equipment, right? So thank you very much for joining, and it is, yeah, almost we are on time today also, right? So if you want to rewatch again, okay, our others video, you can just subscribe our YouTube channel and you can go. We are almost 105, 114 videos are there. Definitely you can rewatch it again, right? And if you want to connect with us for any service or doing like a lockout takeout, now the lockout takeout, we are doing it in a bigger way. If you want to make an assessment and create a placards and supply, even supply the material also, now we are doing from HSE Hub. Because what happened, they buy the Lotto product, but they are unable to utilize it. Yes, definitely we can do. So you can connect with us, right? Okay, fine. And this is our contact detail. You can send a mail, or you can also say, okay, use WhatsApp to share the details. Let's check any questions are there. Please suggest regular usage of electrical gloves. Okay, if I understood your questions rightly, suggest regular use of electrical gloves. Okay, regular electrical gloves use பண்ணுமான்னு கேக்குறீங்க அப்படின்றத understand பண்ணிக்கிறேன். I understood in this way. See, whenever you go near to the equipment, we have to have some insulation. So that insulation will be given by our electrical gloves only. Regularly, I have to use the HT gloves or not? If that was your questions, not necessary. Now there are 6 different options are there: low voltage gloves and high voltage gloves. You can get gloves for 500 volt, where it will be very thin, so that okay, you can use it in a regular work without any hardness and other thing. Okay. Yes, 1000 volt gloves are there. Again, if you want to work in the switchyard area, 36,000 volt like that. Okay. So we have a different range of voltage. What I understood, whether it is comfortable for regular usage. If that was your questions, now options are there. But again, one caution, any electrical insulated gloves thin, it will be flexible. Same time, it is vulnerable to get damaged, like cut and puncture, penetration and all. So whenever we use the lowest, low voltage, the insulator gloves, it is better to use some mechanical protection like over glove. So that is the suggestion, right? Hope you got some points. So thank you very much. So we had another interesting day today. Thank you very much joining on time. So hope we can have such an interesting session where industries is not focused in a regular thing. So where we are taking from HSC Hub, we are taking the initiative. So thank you very much. If any questions or clarification, we can discuss, or this webinar hall will be open for another 5 minutes. If you want to share anything, you can share in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhakar sir. Thank you, Ramesh Kumar sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. And also you suggest which topic you want to know. So we have talked about earthing system. In fact, recent NEC 2023 standards has updated like anything. In fact, one person has asked about the latest update about circuit breakers. That maybe next week or in this month, February end, we'll try to do that. Now the miniature circuit breaker name changed to RCD, residual current device. So instead of RCCB, ELCB, now they made it category A, B, C, D, E, F like that. Okay, right? So we will come to that. So like that, if you want to focus on any particular topics, so please give a suggestion. In fact, from next month onwards, we are planning to move to the membership. Means, see here now you need to register and you will get the link, like. So if you can join in the membership, there is a free membership and paid membership also, so that you will get all the link directly. So without registering again, creating a more process. So we are also working on it. And also you can access our previous sessions also, right? So this is just an updation. You will get an official announcement later. Right, so thank you very much, sir. The rating of the testing equipment is a new subject to me. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for the interest to learn. That is very important. It's not that no one can claim safety expert in the safety field, because it is evolving every day by day. But your interest in attending this kind of session up to this 1 hour is also really amazing and appreciable. Thank you very much, sir. We will try to share what all the knowledge we come across. We'll share it with you. Thank you very much. So yes, friends, thank you. It is 12 o'clock. So this meeting will close in another 2 minutes. Thank you very much. See you. Bye-bye in the next week. See you.